there's a lot of women, women in general, but especially there's a lot of women with multiple kids, with multiple baby dads, and a lot of them are not with either of them. But I know a lot of women in those shoes, and I don't judge. If someone were to come up to me and say like, "What's my opinion of that person?" I'm not gonna do what everybody else does and say like, "Oh, she has a lot of kids, a lot of baby dads, and it's a bad deal." I mind my own business, and I, as men, we let men. It's some man that's going. It's a lot of men that's going to internally think bad about those women and have bad things to say. But for the most part, we're not going to go out of our way to make sure one of our friends or associates or any other man doesn't date that baby mom. Now, with that said, there's a lot of women with multiple baby dads, multiple kids, and not with them that has a lot of opinions on who other men should date. I have a friend, she said she was open to being interviewed about this, but she eventually like changed her mind. I'm not gonna put her name out there or anything, but she fits in that boat. She has um, multiple two baby dads, three or more kids, and she's not with either. And I don't say this to down talker, to bad talker, but I say it to point out the fact that this friend has an opinion that men, this friend is over 30, but this friend has an opinion that men in their 30s should not talk to a woman that's 8 years his junior, like meaning, no, she said 5 years, 5 years his junior, because that is weird. And I have a problem with that because the rationale for a lot of women that say that is they say that the man wants to take advantage of the younger girl or the younger woman. And I get it. There is a lot of men that probably want to take advantage of a lot of younger women, but for a woman in the shoes of my friend that I just mentioned, why is there like a why is there an ignored standard of you could you could say that about a man, but if a man were to judge you on having multiple kids or multiple baby dads, because that's what they think internally, and I would still defend women from being judged because of the multiple kids or the multiple baby dads that they have. But it's crazy how I got called like weird or strange because my opinion is that a man who's like 30 or whatnot, it should be free game. He shouldn't be like limited to who he could date as long as it's legal grounds. And my honest opinion is that a woman that's like 22 and probably no kids is probably a better deal for that man in his 30 than a woman with multiple kids or multiple baby dads. But I don't verbally say it, but you get to a point where when you keep hearing because you think that way that you're weird or something, that you want to take advantage of a girl. This isn't about like me, but they say because I think that way, I vouch for men that are weird that want to take advantage of like women because they're young. um and it's crazy because let's say I wanted to date this. She's just my friend, bro. But let's say I wanted to date her. You know how many people are going to tell me like, "Oh, she has multiple baby dads. She has three kids, three or more kids. She's not with either. She's saying marriage next time before sex." You know how many guys are going to tell me that that's a foolish, bad deal and judge me for being with her if I decided to do so. So for the nerve of a person like that, and like a lot of women in general who judge men, good men, like it's let's put myself in those shoes, right? That's like 25 or older, and let's say I'm 25 or older, and let's say I'm 30, and let's say I decided I wanted to like date a woman that's like 22. Me personally, I have never done any girl wrong. I have never cheated on a girl. I don't live a dirty lifestyle. I don't put no harmful substances in my body. I have never like lied to a girl as far as being in a relationship with her. So I feel for somebody to judge me because I would be open to the idea of dating a lady that's that age or like 21. Um, that's unfair, and that's like a really unattractive trait that a lot of women that are 30 and over, and they teach those traits to younger women. That's an unattractive trait to want to control a man's life that much to where you ignore your own life. Like you ignore the fact that you having those kids is gonna be a bad deal for a lot of guys, and they could easily, like I could have easily judged a lot of these women in those shoes that say that, um, and also the fact that no, like sex before marriage, like they're gonna compare, because I assume you're gonna want a high value man next. And then he's gonna look at it like, oh, you let these two like nobody guys have unprotected sex with you, like, and you know put a baby in you, and you mean to tell me that the new guy has to put a ring on you before he could do that? And then there's just it's just weird how I find it very weird how a lot of like older women um could still want to control men. I think that that's a really bad trait that a lot of women have, wanting to control men's lives on who they should date and calling them weird, without looking at the specifics. Or I just honestly think women don't want to understand men, and they want men to be limited on their options. But when women have all of these options, you never see us judge women when they're 18, 19, and getting invited on these yachts or these private planes, and these private parties are going straight to the VIP. We never, when we're 19 and 18, we don't judge women that are our peers or that are those age. We don't judge them because they're going with um, the person with the money who's typically a little older. But when these women get damaged by men who like have money or whatnot, or they pick like the crazy guys that like abuse them or something, or they pick like the crazy guys that do take advantage of them. And I'm not vouching for guys to take advantage of women or guys that lie to them. Um, they tend to generalize all guys, and that guys like they tend to generalize all guys, and expect every man to be like that. And that's why I say it's kind of like scary to deal with a damaged woman, because she's always going to hold every guy to the same standard that she hold the damaged guy that she hold the guy that damaged her to. Like she's always going to think every guy has the same intentions, moves the same way, and she's not going to know how to act when she, like let's say she turned 18 and she already had a kid, and then she had two more kids by 30. She's not going to understand a man that has no kids, that's maybe in his 30s, that doesn't have a history of like cheating on a girl or doing a girl bad, and she's still going to try to dictate that man's life, even if it's not a man that she's attracted to, or if the man is attracted to her. Like, and these women teach these things to like younger women that still have a chance and still have potential, and a lot of these younger women like listen, and then it turns into that, like women like wasting their prime years, as people would say. There's a safe pregnancy age, which is 18 to like 29, and every year after that, especially every 5 years, is called a geriatric pregnancy, to where the baby might be born with, it's a high percent chance that the baby is going to be born with conditions that could cause lifelong care or even death or something, are harmful to the baby or to the mother that's conceiving the kid. So it's a lot of other benefits why like a man, once he get his stuff together, would date younger. I'm not saying that I particularly will only date younger. I would date older. I have dated older too, but when you hear like a guy will also date younger on legal grounds, it's just like horrible how a lot of women judge good dudes because they're thinking about their life. They're thinking about what makes more sense. They're more stable in their 30s, and maybe dating younger might make sense. Not saying that they should only target younger women, but if that's their preference and that's what it is, that's what it is. But like just me personally, I would date like legal is legal to me, man, and I feel that it's unfair when women like that have been like damaged try to damage a good guy's reputation or life just because he thinks a certain way. You don't hear me. I'm saying this video because I was attacked. I was called immature because I think that way. Um, I was called a creep. My credit is good. I have a stable job. I'm not rich, but I have a stable job. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I never did drugs. I'm relatively healthy. I can still backflip like I did when I was 18. I have a lot of stamina. The only thing I do wrong is I eat a lot of fast food. I never lied to a woman to get in a relationship and cheated on her. So who are you to tell me who I can or can't date? Um, the character of who I am, to come from poor to like stable, and being able to communicate with some sense, with statistics behind it, is because I become mature. And me saying that I would date like a girl at that age, like maybe 21, I obviously thought of the scientific reason behind it. If I do end up in that situation, I'm not saying that I would particularly go out and target, like a younger woman, but I'm just saying that it's a scientific reason where if I'm in a situation like that and if the lady is mature, that it is a possibility that I will take her serious and will allow her to let me take her on a date. Now, a lot of women will say that women that are like that old, that young, like 20, 21, 22, don't have their frontal lobe fully developed, and I get that. But what about these women that are 30 that still are having babies and not, um, like sticking with the dad and then making those kids grow up without a dad in the house and thinking that's the norm, and then those women copy the same behavior as the mother? What about the 30-year-old people in general that still go in and out of jail for crazy reasons, things that they could avoid? So if you people, and then people like to throw religion in. I'm not religious, but people like to throw religion in it. Where did God say that there was a against dating like a 20-year-old girl or 21-year-old girl? From my understanding, I think God would be more so about intention. But people throw religion to make people feel like, try to make people feel like they're this like horrible person or something like that, and that's crazy. That's how a lot of these women that are in those their 30 get tricked into a situation and become more damaged. I know plenty of women that are 30 plus, 35, 37, that are in relationships with guys that are still being foolish and still creeping out, cheating out, and they mistake people being of a mature age that they won't. So then they throw this whole religious stuff in here, thinking that they're gonna get with a religious guy that's this saint and everything. But I promise you, although I don't do too much crazy things, I'm not a saint. I'm not gonna lie. But when I do be in Tijuana, or when I be in Thailand or the Philippines, the wildest people that be out there are these men that are, like involved in the church, including like priests or whatever religion. The wildest men out there that's spending these churchgoers' money be those people involved in religion and in high ranks in religion. I wouldn't throw any names out there, but it's this whole cycle of like people acting like they know everything, especially like women. I'm not saying this is all women, but a lot of women acting like they know it everything, then like getting their self involved in things and it don't work out, then they become damaged at 40, and then they teach these things to the newer generation, and then that's why you got people not wanting to take the time to sit down and get to know each other, because everybody has a prejudgment already, and an innocent, like let's say a college freshman could have a negative image of man because she may listen to an aunt or a mother based on her experience with guys that damaged her. So then, like a college freshman may have a negative image of man to begin with. And it's crazy because it could be a good guy that has really good intention, and he could get in, he could just have his reputation or a certain image going around about him just because it's unfair, because he basically was picked on by a woman, by, like saying every guy that, you know basically every guy wants to take advantage of women. Basically all of that is just unfair and that's foolish. And for you women that's continuing to do that, why can't you guys just, and I mean this very respectfully, I'm not trying to attack you, I'm not trying to attack my female friend, but why can't you guys just mind your own business, just like how we mind our own business when you guys go and do like OnlyFans, or when you guys do uh, be young and go to the VIP, or when you guys like judge men based on how much they make? Why can't you guys mind your own business like we do? And just like how I don't judge women with multiple kids, why can't I get that same respect on you not judging me for having no kids and deciding who I want to date? Why can't I get that same respect? Or men who haven't done women bad get the same respect? Women, I get it. You probably been through a lot. It's dangerous to be a woman, to walk out a lot. Some of you have been taken advantage of, but a lot of men who are in relationships, or even that are not in relationships, say that women lack accountability. That's a really big thing that goes around when men get older. Our trait, they say women lack accountability, and that's a really good example there, um, for like that friend that I have, the lady friend that's in her 30s, 3 kids, 2 baby dads, that says that I'm weird or I'm immature or something, because I don't see nothing wrong with a guy her age that's single dating a 21-year-old or 22-year-old. that's a lack of accountability. You're ignoring that you lived your life in your late teens and 20s, and you may have done some things that you regretted respectfully. And because you just can't be accountable and say that I messed up, I chose the wrong man, I should have moved this way. You attack men and you say that all men are the same, or you generalize and all men ain't nothing. And the fact that you guys would judge somebody like me, although I mean well, it just shows that a lot of women are not even open to or have the desire to understand men. I'm going to post another video to a reaction where I heard this lady say, you know what, not even just that lady, but I heard this lady say that one um, feminine and unattractive trait that men has is that they ask women what women bring to the table. And I found that very like offensive, and I was like, "What do you mean you can't ask a woman what she brings to the table?" But when my one another thing that I saw, my friend with the multiple baby dads and multiple kids that she's not with, she said with so much emotion. I didn't know she was like this, but she said with so much emotion um, that men just need to like shut up and listen. It's not their job to talk. They just need to let women talk, and men that talk are just like not acting like men. And that person says she believes in Jesus, but doesn't Jesus say, and tell me if I'm wrong, but doesn't Jesus say that men are supposed to lead? So how can a man lead if he can't talk? If you can't listen to a man, how is a man supposed to lead? Women, you guys need to have accountability if you want any chance in this world. Men are becoming bad. Men are becoming feminine, to tell the truth. I'm not saying that them becoming feminine is bad, but I'm saying men are not acting like men that you guys are used to, because you guys are not acting like how you used to, and everything is just all trash. Dating is trash. Women are acting masculine, men are acting feminine, because it's unsafe for a man to act masculine and say his beliefs and say his rationales, because he gets attacked, he gets canceled, and things in his personal life become in jeopardy. Because if people believe bad things that you say about a good man, other women are going to treat that man like he's bad, even though he doesn't have anything on him that proves that he's bad. Factually, like he doesn't have no bad record or anything. He doesn't smoke or he doesn't drink. He would never a woman. I'm sure y'all know what that means. He would never like harm a woman or no kids, but you guys make a good man's life like hell with this misjudgment that you guys do. And you guys are the reason why good men want to remain single and have that peace in his life, because why just get attacked? I know I had a little rant there. I hope my friend doesn't take too much offense. She said she would do an interview, but this is just how I honestly feel. I'm not going to say your name. If you want to have a conversation about this, I'm open to it. I want to put it on YouTube because I don't want my words twisted, and I think it's really good conversation to have, because it's a lot of women that do think like her. And I feel like if you guys want to have a conversation about this, anybody in the comments, anybody that subscribe to me on social media, all I ask is we do it on YouTube. We have it recorded so no words get twisted, because as a man, when you're a good dude, when you don't drink and you don't smoke, you get judged. Like a lot of women um, that would know that I don't drink or I don't smoke, they're going to get it unattracted because of that. It has happened. But then once you become a little stable and you're able to go to like Thailand and Philippines and everything, those same women that turns you down because you drink and smoke, because you're healthy enough to get a good looking 22-year-old, they look at you like you're creepy because they don't understand that. And it's just crazy, man. Anyway, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I appreciate you guys listening to this rant. If you stuck through it, I will be doing a cash giveaway at the end of the year for my subscribers for the best comment, whether you agree or disagree with me. But anyway, like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment what you think, if you agree or if you disagree, if you've been in this same situation, if you have judged, or if you've been judged. Do I sound harsh? Also, turn on that notification bell. But I appreciate you guys watching it, and peace out and be blessed. And stop judging people. Mind your own business, people. Mind your own business. If nobody did any harm to you, if you don't have any hard proof that somebody done any harm, let people date as they please. Mind your own business. You'll get better results in life. Stop living life with a closed mind. Stop saying every guy is bad because you deal with bad guys, and life will be so much better. I promise you. You will get further in life. And women listening to other women, you got to remember, women want men just like you want men. So you might be listening to a woman that may be even older than you that want the same guy that may like you. So do you think she's going to give you any good advice, man? Same with guys. Like you guys may be asking like older men for advice, but you know older men still want the new woman out there. So do you think he's really going to give you good advice? All you got in this life is you, and all you got is God. You may have a good family, I don't know, but only things for sure you have in life is you and God. Do what you please with that information and learn what to prioritize. Peace out.